Going live. Hangout on air is live. We just got the message. Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday at 4 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Mountain, and all points around the globe, even Paris, which is where our wingman is dialing in from today. And
hi, everyone.
Hi. And it's time for Healthy You. What's your path? Today we're going to be talking to Shawngela Pierce, and before we get into her story and Seek Within You, I want to show off my lower third again because Andy Brine made that for me. And so if you want a cool lower third, obviously it's worth every penny. Give him a call and he will help you make a good lower third. And want to tell you, I met Shawngela through just kind of fun Google interchange. And I found out that she was, her website is called Seek Within You. She's a meditation, holistic coach, expert, all points of healthy, and she lives in Detroit. And I never thought Detroit, because of what I hear about Detroit, I thought I need to meet this girl because if any place on the planet needs some hope and light and love, it's my concept of what Detroit is. And so I reached out. We had some fantastic conversation months forward, and here we are. I'm just going to get out of the way and let Shawngela talk about how she started on this fantastic path to Seek Within.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining the show. I like to really start my story from the point where I made the decision to go out on my own path, the path to seek the answers for me. The time I really made the decision to seek within me and get guidance from within. It was a major turning point for me. It was my true awakening and my start on my spiritual path. And one of the main things I learned along my spiritual path is the power of focus. So it's really important to keep your focus on what you desire or envision for yourself to be. The more you can place your focus on your desire, the faster it comes to you. So when people it's kind of in our society, we all want to know your history. We all want to know what happens to you to make you who you are. But again, it's, to me, really just placing your focus on what you want to be and really not the past is going to help you get there. It's the mind-body connection is very strong. So your mind really doesn't know the difference between what you're thinking and what's really happening. And every time you put your focus on the past, that brings really the past into your existence. That brings stress and anxiety to you. And that's not very helpful in getting you towards your goal. So again, like I said, I really like to start my story about the point I made a decision. I'm going to seek my own answers and go from there.
When we, I love that as a starting point, the point of the decision. And when we were talking about this, getting ready for the show, you mentioned kind of the more we focus and tell our story of what led us to the decision, the more we give it energy. So putting all of your energy towards the positive force. So where did you start? Did you start with, hey, this meditation stuff looks good? How did you start?
I knew I needed to calm down and just get in touch with myself. It was something that I had done when I was younger, and I kind of didn't do that anymore. And so I just knew meditation was the path. I don't know if it was probably a continual search in my mind or something like that, and it just led me to that meditation. But I just knew that we were intuitively that we are more powerful beings than what we are led to believe by our modern society. And I knew the only really way to find that answer was to go within myself. So meditation just popped up, and that's what I started doing.
Did you have a coach or a meditation center that you found and started going and practicing and learning that way?
Actually, yes. I started at a center, and that's where I started to learn qigong, actually, and I loved it. But the system that they had in place, I kind of felt that it was very restrictive, and they had a lot of rules that really just, it felt like it didn't really feel like it was allowing me to grow, and it felt like I had to believe in their philosophy of basically this is how it is. And my philosophy is really your true inner self, your inner guide, your higher source. Those are really the answers that you need to seek. You need to seek that connection so you know that you're on the right path. And so I did that for like a year, and finally I said, I'm doing my own thing. And I'm just gonna just sit down, meditate, ask questions, and develop that relationship, and yeah, go from there.
So you had a teacher, a center. You got some awakening during this this time, but it just didn't feel fully comfortable. Where did you go next, Shawngela?
My home, my little private meditation space that I created, and I just started meditating, and I said, I'm just going to figure this out. And basically, there was nothing else to do except do that. And I did that for like 2 years. I call it my meditation sabbatical, where I didn't travel anywhere, because, I mean, you can travel, like people go to India and all these other exotic places, but everything is within you. So in my philosophies, I mean, it's great, obviously, to travel to India and all that, but it's not necessary. You have to find your answers within you.
Did you stay in the qigong modality, or did you go out and do some research on other meditation practices and start incorporating that also?
I stayed with the qigong, and actually, I really didn't study anything. It's like, if you've ever heard of the term oh shoot, I just lost the terminology myself. It's kind of like it just that's the word. Say it again.
Omnipotent.
No, it's the word where it's just like clear cognizance. That's the word I was looking for. Where you just like know the answer to things. And so I just started meditating, and just the answers would just pop into my head of how to meditate. Like, I practiced mindfulness for a long time before I even knew it was mindfulness meditation. I just did it. It was just intuitive. And that's basically how I teach people. I teach people I kind of guide them in the beginning. Okay, this is guidance, but then let's develop your own intuition. Let's develop your relationship with your inner guides. And then at that point, you can go on your own journey, because now you feel comfortable. You have the strength to do it on your own. I'm just here to guide you, not really to tell you this is the right way.
I'm incredibly curious about getting in contact with our inner guides, because I think everybody on G Plus knows I'm reading The Untethered Soul, but I'll say it one more time. I'm reading The Untethered Soul, and Michael Singer talks about the inner roommate. Is there are the inner guides the voices in your head, or are they the voices that speak to you while you're in this quiet space?
They're the voices that speak to you while you're in that quiet space, those gaps. And most people have very limited gaps because there's so much noise going on in their head. But once you train your mind to focus in the moment, and meditation is one way to do that, you get more of those gaps, and then you get more of that communication from your inner guides.
Okay. Kristen, you want to pop in here and ask the question?
I just wondered how you mute all of that noise that goes on in your head when you're a busy person, and you know, how do you stop all that happening so you can just focus on having a clear mind to meditate?
Okay, so that's a misconception about meditation. I get that a lot. People think you have to have a quiet mind to meditate, and really meditation trains your mind to quiet. So when you start to meditate, you really, it's like thinking of your brain as a muscle, and you're training it to focus on the moment instead of going here, there, and everywhere. You focus it, and then that naturally quiets your mind. And so this just takes practice and practice and practice, and you build new neural networks in the process until you have more neural networks in this area of focus and less so much on this distraction.
Do you, when I first started meditating, I was told to concentrate on breath in and breath out, and breath in and breath out. And if I said, you know, swoosh, swoosh, and did those noises and really focus my brain on those noises, it would help me really focus on what's going on. Is that an exercise that you take your clients through?
That is something that you develop for yourself that works for you, but there's so many different ways of meditating, and that's why I love it. And it's all going to be unique to you. It's not like, well, some schools of thoughts like to kind of keep you in a box. You have to do it this way, but I'm a free spirit. I'm like, really, the trueness comes from your higher source, and you're only going to get there by really just experimenting with yourself. What works for you? Because what works for you is going to keep you doing it over and over again. Because if you try something else and you get frustrated, you're going to be like, oh, I can't do this. And then the whole purpose is just, you know, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, you don't want to do it. You're just like, oh, screw it. You know, I can't do meditation. You just give up, you know.
Well,
you can do it.
I've been on that path, and I guess I fall into the average person of, I can't quiet my mind enough to get there. But tell me a little bit about what you'd say to me if I was sitting in a class with you and that was my complaint.
It really just takes practice. It's focus and focus and focus. Just like if you wanted to play the piano, you would have to practice over and over again until you got the song perfect. It's the same thing. It's a journey. Really, when you take on meditation, to me, it's a lifestyle skill. It's not something that automatically you start meditating and all these glorious things just happen to you. That would be nice. It's not medication, that's for sure, that instant gratification. It's something you have to make a commitment to. And when you make that commitment to it, you will see the results. You just have to keep going and going and going.
So you likened it to the piano playing. And if I was going to practice and learn how to play the piano, I would sit down and I would hit these keystrokes and these notes, and the instructions would be sitting right there, which is the sheet music. So what is your instruction to, what is the practice?
Well, it depends. I teach a form of qigong in my Meditation for Health program that I offer online. And that, there's a moving meditation with that, and there's also, you can choose from a sitting meditation. I also teach different mindfulness techniques that people can incorporate into their daily routine as well. And that's all in my Meditation for Health program. However, I do coach outside of that through Google Helpouts. So for someone who's already started a meditation practice, generally I feel that they already gravitate towards the meditation practice that's good for them, and they kind of just like need some help and coaching to keep them going through it. So I kind of keep them on that path. I don't really, for the most part, don't say, okay, now go to my qigong style because this is going to be the way for you. I just help coach them through whatever style that they've chosen.
Okay, and you now on your path, you've made it a choice at a year to get some change going and seek within. You've set up a meditation place in your house, and you go. How often do you go there? Tell us a little bit about your practice in the middle.
I practice a lot. It's at least twice a day that I'm practicing meditation, for a formal meditation practice, I'll say. And I define formal as something where you just set a specific time and you say, okay, you're going to meditate this time. So that's usually just in the morning and at night. However, I'm practicing meditation all day. So I incorporate mindfulness techniques throughout the day to kind of help keep me focused in the moment. So over the years, I've built up all this residual abilities to stay focused. However, it's still a journey, it's still a lifestyle choice. So again, I use mindfulness, and I love now with technology, there's these mindfulness bell apps that you can use. I downloaded it on my iPad mini, and I just set it for like every 2 hours I hear a bell, ding, and then that just reminds me to just come back to the present moment, center myself, and then I go back to whatever I'm doing. So that's the way that I bring meditation into my everyday life.
Well, I should have known there was an app for that. So
There's an app for everything.
there's an app for everything.
Exactly.
Good.
I mean, eventually I'm going to buy like these. They have these really cool clocks. They look so awesome, and you can just put them on your desk, and that you can set that as a reminder. But for now, the app works.
That's fantastic. So you've got your practice. You go there a lot, a couple of times a day, you said. And how has it affected, how has it changed your life from before your decision to now? A little bit about the middle of what's going on with you now. Do you feel more connected? Do you feel you know yourself on the seek within side?
Oh, yeah. I feel more peaceful and calm and more confident. Because when you're connected to that inner source, you just feel that power and know that you can really do anything. And it's really just letting go of all these limitations that have accumulated. You've accumulated all these years, either consciously or unconsciously, everyone telling you all these stories, and you're just really letting go. And it shows I think, in my demeanor and how I interact with people. And I have many people tell me that they can feel my energy and they can feel that peace that comes from me. So that's how meditation takes me. Yeah.
Can I ask a question about, I know you've already said that you meditate a couple of times a day, but do you encourage people to routinely do that? So like have a particular time within their day that they would try and do that so that it becomes part of their routines every day?
Yes, ma'am. I believe everyone should be meditating, because meditation is so beneficial in every aspect, because again, it's the mind-body connection. Many people dismiss the mind in the physical and trying to maintain their physical health, but really the mind is really the most important thing. So yeah, to me, meditation should be your foundation, and having a set time every day is going to build that foundation.
So you just mentioned a good thing to explore, the mind-body connection. Do you find in your practice or the practice with clients that they don't understand that connection? They don't understand that they need to put going to the gym and running on the treadmill and eating a salad and working on their brain and their inner self is all one thing. How do you encourage people to make that connection, Shawngela?
I'm continuously reminding them of that connection. Really, yeah. You really have, because you have to train yourself. It's one thing to kind of know it, and you read about it or whatever. It's really another thing to experience it. And then once you start meditating, you really start noticing how your thoughts are affecting your body, because you become in tune with your body. If you have to think about it, most people are in their mind and they have no idea what's going on in their body. It's just like something really drastic happens. When you can get out of here, literally get out of your mind and get into your body, you become aware of that connection between, oh my God, this thought, and now I feel this pain here or there.
I would have thought that we are more in our bodies and not in our mind.
One would think that.
So how, I guess let me ask the question by I don't know how to ask this question. So when we stub our toe, when we weekend warrior through the garden project, and we are in pain, we are in our bodies. If we put on our jeans and like, ugh, they're tighter today than they were yesterday, I shouldn't have had that pizza last night, we're in our bodies. But you're saying that's really being in our mind?
Most of the time you're in your mind. You're not really present to what you're doing. You're thinking about other things than what you're doing. You're really on autopilot for whatever activity you're doing. You're generally on autopilot, and that's the thing. Most people don't even realize it. You don't realize it until you start meditating. Then you realize how much those thoughts are going on in your mind. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe that's my mind was just that horrid. Because people are just so you're so trained in our society to just be on that autopilot and have all this noise in your head that you don't even know that it's not. I would say not. I guess it is normal, but it's not your ultimate self. You know, your higher self that you can be.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So when you are in your body, your mind is now quiet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what goes on in there?
It's that innate connection. Like all right, just give you an example. I find myself able to just ask questions in my head and just the answers just come to me. Like I have my own Google search in my head. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. It's really something that's developed, I would say, really strongly over the past year or so. And it's amazing. Every time it happens, I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. How did I know her name? I'd ask the question, you know, to myself, oh, what's her name? And then it pops in my head. I'm like, oh my God, that was awesome. So, yeah, it's that connection. It's awesome. It's awesome to experience.
So when you meditate, your brain is quiet. When it's quiet because you are accessing, because you're focused. What are you focused on? What do you focus on when you meditate? Is there a word? Is there a phrase? Is there a now? Is there nothingness? I mean, how do we get to that?
Practice. Practice. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it. It's just really practice. The practice that I do is I actually do kind of like a freestyle qigong. And I described this in the book that I wrote. It's really about, again, you start off like doing this set practice, this meditation, but then once you get that connection to your inner self, you can really go off and do your own thing, your freestyle. So in my freestyle, basically, I stand, I focus on my feet, and I just allow the energy to flow through me. And in that way, I'm focusing on my feet and just focusing on allowing. So I'm grounding myself and allowing, grounding myself and allowing. And then I also do a visualization meditation where I'm playing with my chi ball. And then I'm, just cultivating this relationship with this energy ball. And I let it flow throughout me. And it's just an awesome feeling. If you've ever practiced qigong or any type of energy medicine, such as Tai Chi or maybe even Reiki or something like that, you can understand feeling that energy. Because it's a shock to many people. Because again, we think we're the physical. We think we're like this mass, and really we're mostly just space. It's like everything is energy, right? And it's not until you get out of your mind and really get into your body that you can feel it. And when you start doing qigong or any type of energy medicine, you get to feel that. And I've had students like, oh my God, what's that energy that I'm feeling? What's that sensation? And it's like, well, that's you. You are that, and that is you. So it's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome. Now we're about 4 minutes away from the end. I can't believe a half an hour has flown by yet again. We can find information on what is both qigong and freestyle on your Seek Within website.
Well, you can find information on qigong. As far as the freestyle, you have to read my book or join my program, or even do a Google Help Out with me if you have questions, because I'm a Google Help Out provider. And you can find all that information about how to contact me on my website.
Okay. So we're going to do a full call to action. Will you, I know that something special is going on. I'm hoping the world is starting to know that something special is going on. Can you tell us a little bit about your gratitude challenge?
Yay! I'm so excited. Yes.
Me too.
I am starting a 30-day gratitude challenge starting on the 23rd of June, so this Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's really to get people to experience the power of gratitude, because gratitude is so important in a holistic way of living. And since, obviously, I work as a holistic lifestyle coach, it is a fundamental part of what I teach is gratitude, because it's going to help raise your vibration, it's going to improve your mood, your health, your relationship, just your overall beingness. And so I want people to experience this 30 days of gratitude, and then I want to have a conversation about it after you experience it. And thank you, Tracy. Tracy Baker is also going to be there, along with Carol Adamski of Gratitude Habitat. And we're going to discuss gratitude in more detail, including maybe any obstacles you may have encountered along your path.
Very good. I am incredibly excited about this. I count my gratitudes every day. I have a gratitude journal next to my bed. My husband and I count our gratitudes to each other at the end of every day, and it has been doing it. Yeah, he's in California, so we don't get to do it now. But I can't even imagine and begin to describe and count the blessings of doing that and what it's done for my life and my attitude. It's an amazing practice. We hope to get everybody involved in the gratitude thing. So we are a minute left. Miss Paris, would you like to say a goodbye and a call to action?
My call to action at the moment is to follow Wayne Meador and watch A World for Change, so that we can be happy in the world that we're living and help others to look after it.
Very good call to action. My call to action is the same. Hashtag sustainable change. And sustainable change, I had a huge conversation with Mike Fountain this morning about sustainable and what is sustainable. And to me, sustainable change is change that is life-lasting. It is change that we can sustain. If you are going to make changes in your life, you don't necessarily want to go on a 7-day crash course diet or a 15-day pump up and look good and dress and then forget about it after. You don't want to practice, I think is the word for today from Shawngela. Practice means a lifelong practice. Making these changes in your life, finding your quiet moment, finding your meditation space, downloading the app for that, all of that is change that is sustainable through your life. So yeah, go follow what Wayne Meador is doing and us. We're helping on the Hangouts as he's on location. That's one kind of sustainability. The other kind of sustainability is making little choices in your life every day that you can do for the rest of your life. Just like Shawngela has done with her decision, and now look how far that decision has taken her because she practices every day. So that's my call to action. And see you next Wednesday. We are going to have a very unique show. We will have Wes and his children from Vegetate. We're going to learn how to garden with kids. And
I'm so excited already.
It's going to be a fantastic show. First time we have kids on, so it's going to be really cool. I got to meet all of the stuffed animals when I was talking with them preparing for the show. So I'm ready. And we will let Shawngela close it out with her call to action and tell us where we can find you you know, some websites and some G Plus and some tweets and some whatever. So we'll let you close out with the where we can find you.
Alrighty, you can find me on my website, seekwithinyou.com. That's www.seekwithinyou.com. And all the links to my social media. I'm active on Twitter, Google+, Facebook, Pinterest. You can find me there, and I would love to connect with you. I would love to help you develop a daily meditation practice so you can have sustainable change, as we've talked about here, and just become a happier, more peaceful, and healthy individual. So ping me up. I'm there to help.
Yay. Bye, everybody. See you next week.